Hey, it's Pete Checkley for Sample Library Review, and today I'm checking out Eminence by the Ava Music Group. After the well-deserved success of premium trailer toolkit Instinct, the Ava Music Group have followed up with Eminence. With 2 years in the making, Eminence promises quality over quantity with stellar sound design, signature sounds, and onboard production-ready processing. Weighing in at a comparatively small 515 megabytes, proving that size doesn't matter, Eminence packs an almighty punch. Eminence downloads at 515 megabytes and has over 250 samples. You actually have everything in WAV format as well. It's recorded and processed at 48 kHz and 24-bit sampling. There are 7 contact instruments, a big knob for easy processing, an onboard effect suite. Eminence requires full version of Contact 5.8.1 or higher, and it normally sells for €110, but it is on intro offer at €73 until July the 1st. And here we have Eminence. So before we dive in with some sounds very quickly, on the left hand side we have our 7 NKI files. So we have the Brahms, drones, drum loops, then the hit switches, risers, downers, etc. Pulses, riffs and signatures. If you go into the samples, you actually have everything in WAV format as well. So really useful if you want to work in WAV. There's a hi-hat. Now, I'm just going to play through some of these amazing sounds. We're going to start off with the Brahms and just work our way through. So I'm going to turn off the mic and let's have a listen to what Eminence gives us. Out of the box, Eminence sounds just fantastic. It's really hard hitting, but it's also very, very clean. In terms of sitting in the mix, this is going to sound absolutely incredible. Now, I don't make loads of trailer music, but I do a lot of hybrid orchestral and epic percussion. So this really, really suits exactly the kind of style I do. If you're a trailer composer, this toolkit is, as far as I'm concerned, a no-brainer. It's absolutely vital that you pick this up. It just sounds, without any effort whatsoever, absolutely brilliant. If this is all we got, so some amazing samples, well, I'll say some 250 plus amazing samples, I'd still be really, really happy. However, there is so much more to this instrument. So, without further ado, I've opened up the hits. And that's just so we can talk about the GUI. Now, right in the middle, you have the big knob, and the big knob is the Ava sort of own blend of awesome production. That's all I can really say. So if I start cranking it up, let's use this one, so Dualist. It just sounds massive. And then everything you play, obviously with the big knob working, just sounds big, and it's got that weight to it, that density. So that's without. And that's full on. Sounds incredible. In terms of controls, we have pitch, so we can change the pitch of the hits. That's very cool. You can change the sample start. So we've got just more of a boom. or just playing the tail. And it does remember where you set it to as well, which is very cool. So let's just bring that down. You have the attack. So you get some very cool things going there. And then of course you have the release. So completely flat. Or just play it and let the tail go out. Really, really straightforward. Now the mod wheel you can assign to a low pass or a high pass filter. So if let's just play, let's bring the release back. Yeah, we're on the low pass. And I start bringing the mod wheel up. Very, very cool. And you can do the same with a high pass as well. There we go. Really, really straightforward controls. And the top right will just control or give you a menu of what is in the instrument. So in the hits, we have the trailer mix, the Cinemix. The drum kit, I absolutely love this kit. It just goes right through you. Sounds absolutely awesome. So everything's there that you need. Now, another feature I absolutely love, if I go to the Brahms, instead of using key switches, everything is mapped across the entire controller. So if I play a low D, obviously the sample slows down. If I play a high D. So you work out exactly where you feel you could use it. However, this eliminates the use for key switches. If you want everything to stay completely uniform, you have the option of using the WAV files and just pitch shifting them to your content. And once again, with the drop-down menu, there is a lot to choose from. So it's the emphasis on quality over quantity. And there is some killer sound design going on there. Now, if we go to, let's just go back to the hits again. So I'll stay on the hits. On the effects tab, we have all these different effects. So we could just turn the compression on. And again, you can just adjust everything as you like it to. The stereo field. And the exciter. And it's probably at this point I'll bring it down. Not too punchy, which is good. Let's bring some saturation up. And this is one thing I really thought about the Instinct library. Everything sounded incredible. There was a lot of, I won't say a lot actually, there was some sort of baked in saturation, and I really wish you had the option to remove that sometimes. Obviously with Eminence, you don't need any saturation and everything is really clean and you can just add that as you want to. So really, really cool feature. Transient. So you can adjust the attack and sustain. And you can really hear that tail. Sounds incredible. Reverb, and again, I can't emphasize this enough, it's really, really clean. So adding your own reverb is going to make everything sound massive. So you can change the sub tail. Let's go into a cathedral. You get those massive hits. Trailer hit. Really powerful. Delay. and you just adjust the time via a sort of rhythmical denomination. Let's bring it up a bit more. Very cool. High pass. And we have a low pass on the other side. And again, these can be on the mod wheel. And we have our equalizer. So you can EQ on the go to taste. And go back to the main. And that is a GUI. It is everything you possibly could need in one really compact instrument. There's a lot that really stands out for me. I'm not a huge fan of using drum loops, but there's something about these. I think they sound incredible. And of course they do tempo sync to your DAW. So if I crank up the knob in the middle, where are we? And probably what I do is assign that to my mod wheel. And the cool thing is everything you want to assign to your mod wheel, you can. So I'm going to assign reverb mix as well. So that's going to be, yeah, quite interesting. Let's just go cathedral, just so we can hear a big contrast. Now, if I play that loop, and that is one massive contrast there. So let's just go to subtail and try again. And my meters were about to peak then because I was bringing that sub up a lot. So everything can be connected to the mod wheel, which is really cool. I also love just these little sort of ticky instruments. Probably bring up the stereo field a lot there. And again, we had some reverb. They just sound very cool. So these drum loops, really useful. Just sort of instant rhythm to put in there. But of course, you have these tom fills. Make sure I turn the reverb off. So these are incredibly punchy. Of course, you can make them punchier as well. Absolutely love those tom fills. Now, going back to here, we also have some rolls as well. They sound very cool. So this percussion is obviously very useful, but it's very powerful, and I can see this fitting in even if I'm using other libraries and going into my template. These are going to sound absolutely great. And then we have the booms. Just a great variety of sound design, and again, bring the big knob up. I mean, that's just ridiculous. The weight on that. Let's combine it with something else. So it is just huge sound design. And then again, like I say, you can just tweak to your heart's content. The signature sounds, again, it's all very unique. You're not going to find this kind of thing elsewhere. So this is all custom sound design. Let's go to one more. Just sounds brilliant. So there's absolutely nothing I can fault about this library. It does exactly what it says, and it does it incredibly well. These Brahms can keep you going for absolute ages. Was it Distant Cloud? So I absolutely love the weight. Going on with this sound design. And the variety you get is just, yeah, brilliant. It's like when you think drone, you think you're going to be playing down the bottom. But of course, this sounds great, no matter where you're playing it. It's very cool. I did really like, yeah, I really like the Ibanez. That's a multi-layered, obviously, guitar-based drone. So my final thoughts about Eminence from the Ava Music Group. Well, at several points during that first look, there were moments when I was completely speechless. And it's not because there's nothing I can say about it. There are a billion things I can say about this. It's the fact the sound's going through my head, stopped me in my tracks, and I just wanted to work and compose. So it's incredibly inspirational, but the sound design is absolutely stellar. It's first rate. It has set the bar for sound design libraries. Eminence is that good, so I wholeheartedly recommend it. I cannot find anything that I would fault Eminence with. I love the compact design, the clear, simple GUI, the big knob in the middle. I'd love to know what goes into creating that. I could have a guess in terms of the effects used, but it just makes everything sound big, massive, and yeah, that's Eminence for you. Big, massive, and again with a tiny footprint. It's only 515 megabytes, and of course you have the option to use WAV files if you like to do that. Now personally I do use WAV files a lot, time stretching them and pitch shifting them. So yeah, Eminence just ticks all the boxes and then some. Thank you so much for checking out our first look of Eminence from the Ava Music Group. If you like what you heard, feel free to leave us a comment and let us know your thoughts about this instrument. How would you use it? What do you like about it? If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and also pop over to samplelibraryreview.com to check out everything that's going on in the world of virtual instruments. Until next time, have a great day.